Oh no, so I was StreamYard. I hate StreamYard. God, Lee, I hate StreamYard. Hold on. Oh Lord. There we go. No, something wrong with the bubble. Something wrong. Let me see. Let me see. Something wrong. Something wrong. Something is wrong. Can you hear me, Sarah? Can you hear me, Sarah? Sarah, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Sarah? Can you hear me, Sarah? What's wrong with this thing? Hold on. Can you hear me, Sarah? Okay, you can hear me. Okay, 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 okay. I'm like, what's wrong with it? Don't start it. It's been like slagging. It's like something wrong with StreamYard. Something always wrong with StreamYard. Ooh. Mm, mm, mm. Every time you pay your bill, something wrong with it. Something always wrong. Mm. Hey, Toya, how you doing? I'm glad you came by. My sister, glad you came by. Can y'all still hear me? Because I don't see my bubble moving. Can you still hear me, Sarah? Okay, good. Okay, so we're gonna talk about get started real quick because I'm not planning on being here very long. I got some things I have to be doing, but I just got to get with this. I just got to. Now, Blueface and Chris Brown is having some words. They are into it, y'all. Do you hear me? I didn't know that they had even beef, but excuse me, as I went back in time and everything, I remember when Chris Brown had done this, Rihanna, I just want to see it with the number collar, but yeah, he abused her and everything. But yeah, they into it. I couldn't believe how they was into it. I'm like, they into it, Um, it's not like nobody's been really talking about it, but yeah, we had jumped on her for domestic violence and everything. Remember he did that to her? Yeah, yeah. So, they've been going back and forth, and I didn't realize how they had been going back and forth toward each other. You know what I'm talking about? So, it's funny. Remember that stated that to everybody know that when they was talking bad about him and everything, and um how everybody's talking bad about him, but he was saying that nobody is really saying too much about how Blueface, how not speaking about that, you know what I'm saying? So he's not understanding that, so he had made a statement. Can you hear me, Sarah? I had fell down. My goodness. Oh Lord. Hey, Big O, how you doing? Okay. So he was saying that he's 33 years old now, and they, you know, people are still running his name, and they a lot. They went through a whole lot. I mean, I remember back. But let's stay on Chris Brown. But I remember that when Chris Brown one time had back in 2024, I believe, back in 2020, Quavo begging that he doesn't want to fight him. And I'm like, Chris Brown is always to it with somebody. And they said Chris Brown also told Quavo that his music was trash, and told him he should have passed away instead of Takeoff. Isn't that a shame? Now, how would you wish? Why would you wish that on somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Why would you wish that, you know, the person who passed away, it should have been the person that you mad at? That's crazy. That's wild. But I didn't know they had so much animosity going on between those two gentlemen. I mean, but yeah, it's been going on for a while, I guess. Nobody's not really talking about it. You know what I'm talking about? But it's really, really crazy. But yeah, Chris Brown, like I said, Chris Brown been to a lot of stuff, you know, and I just couldn't believe. And when I had seen that, I'm like, yeah, Chris Brown did talk bad to Quavo. Yeah, he did say that. And I remember because I had been keeping up with him a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Can you still hear me, Sarah? Can you still hear me, Sarah? You can, okay. I wonder why. Isn't that something? I don't know. That's crazy. Okay. I wonder why. Okay. Isn't that something? But anyway, so I didn't know that they was into. I didn't know Chris Brown had so much hate for so many people like that, and I just can't believe that he in so much doggone trouble. I mean, yeah. But anyway, so I remember back in 2023, back in September 2023, when Blueface and Krishan Rock had got officially had been arrested back in the day. Y'all remember that had got arrested, and then also back then and back in January 24, January 2024, I believe, Blueface had went off on his baby mama Jaden Alexis after she claimed she was holding his kids down while he was on vacation with Stunner Girl. I mean, boy, Blueface, boy, look at her, boy, look at her. You Blueface, you need to stay out of trouble, man. I don't know what's going on with you, man, but you is they got to go on out for you and Chris Brown, and you know, I hate him and Chris Brown is into it. I wish they wouldn't be into it because, you know, those are two good people, you know what I'm saying, at heart, you know what I'm saying? So crazy. I really talking about Blueface and Chris Brown had been getting into it. And they had them words on Twitter on top of that. So maybe somebody come along with some more news than what I know about what, you know, what had went on with them, because I'm not really a Chris Brown fan. I'm not a Blueface fan neither, you know what I'm saying? But I will jam to some of their music. Most definitely. Let's talk about TikTok. Well, TikTok got some new owners, yeah. Woo, they got some new owners. They got some new owners. They got some new owners. And also, TikTok is now censoring any anti-Trump post on any platform. Okay, y'all get, January 22nd is when TikTok got turned over to Larry Ellis, which is one of Trump's friends. Um, he is one of the, not just TikTok only, X also has been censored as well. Some Democratic in California state, he called TikTok Senator in California. His name was Senator Scott Weiner. Called TikTok a state-controlled media. I guess since one of the Orange Man friends now on TikTok, he said that in a post on X this past Monday. So yeah, so a lot of your posts will be postponed or slowed down, or they may not be showed at all because they are and they're putting out the anti-Trump since investors you can't post anything about Trump on TikTok anymore. So maybe anything about the White House, anything about presidency or anything like that, you might not be able to post any of that kind of stuff. I mean, who knows? But yeah, the Democrats said, up in California said, hey, TikTok is being controlled by the media in one of his posts. Which yeah, TikTok is being controlled by the media, of course. That's where you get everything you need over at TikTok. You can go TikTok and get anything you need. They got the stores over there. You can make a lot of purchases over there and get some good items over there. And shoot, they coming from I guess they coming from out of state. I don't know where those items coming from. Some may be coming from the ones who at home. Some of those may be coming from here in the United States, but some of the other stuff out of the TikTok store may be coming from overseas or somewhere like that. It may have to do with some of the tariffs as well. Some of your items coming a little slow in the mail or how they may come. Also, we had talked about this liquid substance a while back, but our hand Omar, the congresswoman, Omar, the congresswoman, she was holding a meeting at the town hall in Minneapolis, and while she was holding the conference, somebody just came up to her and sprayed some unknown substance on her. It was liquid. And you can make that stuff now where it'll burn through your clothes. I've seen people spray that at people and put their eye out, they eye out, and all kind of stuff happen to people with that liquid substance that that it may be in. And her bodyguards jumped up really quick once that happened, and they said whatever it was that liquid was that he sprayed on her, it stink really, really bad. So I don't know what he had squirted on her while she was standing at the podium making her speech there at the town hall meeting. I'm telling you, just can't go nowhere no more. Just be safe. Why would anyone try to go up there and hurt that lady like that? You know what I'm saying? I think he might have been a Republican. I'm not for sure, but I know she's a Democratic. But yeah, the Congress was just like, she was in shock. She balled her fist up, went toward him oh, don't make me hit you. Don't make me fight you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she was teed off. I mean, she was pissed off. I'm like, man, she is mad. She was mad. And yeah, her security guard jumped up real fast. But my thing is, why security wasn't right there on her side? And knowing how people are as of today, somebody should be right there beside her. But whatever it was, she wasn't scared. She just showed no sign of being frightened. I mean, she stood there as a strong woman in front of those cameras. You see what I'm saying? And they kept on telling her, you need to leave. Whatever he sprayed on you, it stank real bad. You stink real bad. You need to leave. But she said, no, she wasn't leaving. Give her about 10 more minutes, then she would leave, right? And then one of her bodyguards walked up to her, wanted her to leave, but she stood in the paint. She didn't leave. So, kudos to Congress Omar. She said she ain't no punk. Ain't nobody gonna make her run out the town hall meeting. She gonna say what she got to say, and when she get through, then she will leave. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, stand up strong, Congresswoman Omar. Stand up strong, girl. Yeah. I'm with you, girl. I'm with you. Now, If y'all know anybody that work for UPS, just know they getting ready to have a big layoff. When I say a big layoff, I mean a humongous layoff. UPS will be cutting 30,000 jobs due to low profit from last year. And also remember, last year they cut 50,000 jobs, and they announced 100 buildings going to be closed. So who's taking UPS jobs, y'all? Do y'all know who is taking UPS jobs? I know, right, Sarah? Who's taking UPS jobs? Amazon. Amazon is taking the UPS jobs. Yeah. They said because of the low profit. So yeah, it's Amazon. Ain't nobody running like Amazon running. Amazon running all day long. They running hard and they running strong. They probably was out there running in the doggone snow. Who know? Man, I'm telling you, look here. You got to secure your job. Ain't no job secured nowadays. None. Ain't no job secured nowadays. When I say no jobs, I mean exactly no jobs. You got these robots coming and taking jobs. You got people who have big businesses but can no longer can continue to keep all the employees that they got because the profits running low. The pockets probably running low. Can't contain the people that they got in their offices or even as employees. Things is getting really, really bad. Yeah, the robots taking over, Sarah. They sure are. They are taking over, baby. They got a lot of robots right now. Amazon, they've been laying off at Amazon. So my question again is, when they said UPS is canceling 30,000 jobs due to low profits. So if Amazon is laying all these people off and UPS is laying all these people off, who is taking all the jobs? Nobody. That means they're low in money. Or like Sarah said, the robots taking over. Man, just imagine you and built your whole life around the ones who've been getting ready to retire. Just imagine you built your whole life around your retirement and you be with a job for so long. You see what I'm saying? Or you've been on that job for so long, you're going to be there till you retire and know that you're getting ready to get laid off. You've been there all those years. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? So if Amazon not getting all the jobs and UPS ain't got all the jobs and got everybody on low in profit, who is getting out of the business? It can't be nobody. That means that nobody's really buying like they was used to be buying because of the way the economics is so messed up and the things is not right now to be doing a lot of buying and spending a lot of nonsense money on things that you really don't need anymore. You know what I'm saying? People don't stop buying a lot of stuff they don't need anymore. You saw the news, a 9-year-old woman still working. They broke. Really, Sarah? Yeah. Yeah. Probably had enough income. The medicine is they've been cutting a lot of people off of Medicaid or been cutting your Medicaid prices down where you got to pay more on your medicine nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I hate that she was 90 years old. And she probably been working all her life. All her life she been working. And now she's still working at the age of 90 when she know doggone well she need to be at home taking care of herself. Did she look like she was in good health, Sarah? Or did she look like she need to be at home? She don't need to be working. Did she look like that she, up the par to be working on a job? You know what I'm saying? Because at 90 years old, I don't believe you can be doing too much at 90 years old, Sarah, trying to hold no job down. That's crazy. Man, 90? where the kids at? Where the grandkids at? You know, and then again, some people just at a certain age don't want to be at home, by themselves. They want to get out and mingle with people and laugh and talk. So they get them a little part-time job to, you know. And then you got those who, like you said, she's 90 years old, probably needed it. Yeah, she should have been at home. That's crazy as a rugger bucker. My goodness. I hate that. I really hate that. Man. StreamYard moving kind of slow, y'all. StreamYard moving kind of slow. Let's see. Okay. Let me put my notes up right quick. Let's see here. I hope everybody's doing fine. Let me see here. This lady right here you see on the screen, y'all. This beautiful queen. This beautiful queen. This is a Saginaw, Michigan woman accused of being a food stamp. Let me go back. A Saginaw, Michigan woman accused of using food stamp benefits to fund her home bakery been using her home as a bakery, has rejected a plea deal that would have kept a conviction off her record and is now headed to trial. Now she's going to trial, y'all. She is 32 years old. She misused more than $20,000 in bridge card benefits to purchase baking ingredients, later sold through her business, Lava a Jar, investors claim. The purchase closely matches items promoted on her Facebook page. Items including cookies, cupcakes, and cobblers. Man, isn't that something? They offer her like a plea deal, a misdemeanor plea deal rather, and that was probation. No permanent conviction on her record, anything like that. And all she had to do was pay the money. Do y'all know this lady said no? She reclined. She reclined. This lady said she would not pay no money back. So I guess she's willing to go to court. She's willing to go to court. She is willing to go to court. $20,000 off the food stamp card is called the Bridge Card. That's in Saginaw, Michigan. And then she was crazy because she went and made a business out of it. Again, Lover a Joy. Lover a Jar is the name of her business. That's the name of it. Lover a Joy. And then, she promoted her business. She got so good, she promoted her business out there, and got out on Facebook, and she everywhere doing cookies and cobblers and cupcakes and cotton candy, what I'm just saying. But yeah, she doing all of that. But she said she would not repay the money back. All she got to do is pay their money back. That's it. Take a plea deal. A misdemeanor plea deal on top of that. That had nothing to do with the Fed, no federal, no nothing, and took that probation. And it wouldn't have been no permanent conviction on her record. And she said no. And she ain't paying no money back. So would you all pay the money back, or would you all went to court for trial? I would have paid the money back. I would have. And it would just been a misdemeanor. I would pay the money back. And took the little, plea deal with the little probation, no nothing permanent on my conviction, no kind of permanent conviction and thing like that, Give a little $20,000 back, You can pay that. You go to work, and when income tax time comes, you can start just paying it on off a little bit more. Add a little more, pay it on off. No big old deal. But she said no. So they had a state investigator. He testified that the sale records and the social media posts and the benefits transactions suggested business use of food assistance. Man, that's crazy. So a judge did rule that there was enough evidence to move forward to a circuit court. Now, right now, she is on bond, but now she faces a felony charge, punishable up to 10 years in prison. Now, look at that. I just be doggone. Oh, man, let me just, man, oh, man. Oh, man. Do y'all understand what she did? Do you understand what she did? Sarah said, I could pay there. I could pay that. There's no guarantee she win. Sarah, Sarah, you said it out your mouth. Sarah, oh, she was so dumb. There is no way. Oh my God. Oh, she just made my head hurt. That just made me get a whole headache. That put me in a whole different mind of her to just say, are you out your mind, lady? Are you out your doggone mind? You got to be losing some marbles or something got to be going on with you for you not to have took that plea deal of that misdemeanor. And now here you are doing what? Facing a felony charge. And you might get up to 10 years in prison. That lady just made my head hurt. If I could just go where she is and just slap the fire out of her, fire water out of her. Woo! I wonder who's telling her what to do. Who's recommending her different things. I wonder who's doing that. Or she just thinks she just know it all and doing it all on her own. What y'all think? There's nowhere in the world. Lord have mercy. What y'all think about that? What do you honestly think about that? Would you not have took the plea deal they was trying to give you to compare to now when you said no? Now you got felony doggone charges. Oh Lord, and you might get 10 years in prison. Lady, who was counseling you? Who was being your counselor, lady? Why would you do that? There is nowhere in the world. And let me go back again. They offer her again a misdemeanor plea deal with probation and no permanent conviction if she repaid the money. She declined. Now, since she declined, and the judge there had enough evidence to move forward with the case to a circuit, word again, to a circuit court. She got free of bond. But baby, she is facing now a felony charge, and she can get 10 years in prison. Man, y'all, what do y'all think about that? What? I wonder who was counseling this lady. Who was telling this lady what to do, what to say, how to respond and stuff. I wonder. Man, Sarah, isn't that crazy, Sarah? Why would she do that? You know, I wonder who giving her advice. Whoever giving her advice, she need a dumb decision. You're right. Whoever giving this young lady any kind of advice, man, they need to leave her alone. They not giving her no kind of advice to even help her at all, because they just, when they told, I don't know, somebody told her, or she just probably just said, or she said in her own mind, you know, I'm not gonna take the deal because it wasn't a good deal, or she felt like, you know, it wasn't a good deal to her. But like when they offer you misdemeanor charges, lady, for misusing the food stamp card for $20,000 on benefits on your business, and you had to selling cookies and cupcakes and cobbers and stuff, and you was well known, and you had got so good, you had got a Facebook page, you had got so popular, You promoted your page up a little bit more. Like you should took that. Even Stevie Wonder could have seen that and said, yeah, I'll take that. You know what I mean? I don't know how dumb you can get. But you just went ahead, well, I ain't gonna do this. So now you out on free on bond. And since you free on bond, I wonder, since she is free, if she's working, you know what I'm saying? Saving her money up for her best life when she do go to court. You know what I mean? Because she gonna need some money when she go to court for that. And she gonna have to pay that money back regardless. Go to jail or not. She still gonna pay that money back. She gonna pay that money back regardless. But she was really, really dumb for not taking that plea deal. And then even when it been on her record, it would have been expunged off her record, y'all. It would ain't been a permanent conviction. They said no permanent conviction. No permanent conviction for a crime, and they gonna call that crime you did a misdemeanor. But since you want to be hard-headed and think you know it all with them glasses on your eyes, thinking you looking crude with your lip punched all out, now you got to suffer the consequences and take the charge of a felony, and you can go to jail for 10 years. I wonder if she got kids. You know what I'm saying? Man. Now she got to get a lot of affairs in order, because she's trying to be a smart A, but, you know what I'm saying? Because she didn't take that charge. You know what I'm saying? But I would take the misdemeanor charge. I'm sorry. If I knew I did it, if I knew that's something that I know I did for sure, and I misused the benefit cards there in Michigan, and I knew they had me red-handed, yeah, I would took that misdemeanor charge. It was a probation. And it wouldn't even been a permanent conviction. I would take that so quick. But now, Miss Lady ain't got no choice. She got to go to court now. So, sometimes, I don't see a lawyer that would stand on her side. So, like I said, maybe she in court by herself, But she should have gotten a lawyer. I would have gotten me a lawyer, because I'm sure she probably had enough time to get her one, because she knew she had to go to court for it. I would have got me an attorney. But here we see her standing at the podium, it looked like, and she don't have nobody standing beside her. So I'm thinking that, she's doing everything on her own. She didn't get no assistant, no attorney, anything like that. She said, no, she can handle it on her own, But me, I would have got me an attorney. I couldn't have did that, because I wouldn't want to be hung, because I knew I just used that $20,000 off that benefit card. So all you content creators out there cooking and carrying on and laughing, and selling plates and stuff and PayPal and stuff and carrying on things like that, hey, y'all better be careful. They coming for you. And if you're using the benefit cards, if you are using them food stamp cards, again, if you are using those food stamp cards, selling dinners and plates and cookies and cakes and pies and popcorn and things like that, you better stop. You better leave it alone. I'm telling you now, you better let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. Because they're locking people up for that. Yeah. If you know anybody, a friend that got a page and they're a content creator, and they selling cookie cakes and pies and yo-yos and stuff like that from home, and crochet hats and needles and stuff like that, and hula hoops and stuff. But if you selling, off the benefit card as far as food and stuff, and go get you a business and have a nerve to promote your business, you better be careful. You better let people know. You better say, hey, they locking y'all up. My next question is, did somebody tell on her how they found out, or they just probably they don't start tracking people like that for things like that? I don't know. That's crazy. But y'all, how y'all feel about Ray J? How do y'all feel about Ray J? Man, Ray J going through it. Get out of my closet. Ray J is going through it, y'all. I read a while back that I didn't read, but I seen a video where he said that Brandy gonna pay all his bills for him for a whole year. But Ray J got that kind of bad a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He been doing some stuff. Ever since Diddy went to jail. He's like he just been losing his mind. He been going to the doctor. And putting a pew pew out on Princess that time. Y'all remember that? He got himself in some trouble. He went to jail behind that, and he was going bad on her on social media and stuff, and everything. So now they say he's saying that he has days to live, and he's saying that his heart is black. His heart is black. He's saying his heart is black. So if your heart is black, that sounds like a lot of smoke or something like that, or done damage your heart, something like that. I don't know. I don't even know what make your heart turn black. I don't know. But he been going downhill ever since Diddy went to jail. And y'all got to remember, he was Diddy's #1 supporter. He was everywhere. I mean, he was on social media. Oh, he was on social media. This man was everywhere promoting Diddy and talking about Diddy, this and that, or whatever. Trying to, being his mouthpiece out there in the street. He did a lot for Diddy, and he was doing a whole lot behind Diddy. He was Diddy's #1 supporter, y'all. But y'all got to remember, he said that Diddy, he's in, that, I think him and Diddy had some things going on, that just that just so now he's in the hospital, which is crazy. They say his heart function is at 25%. And now doctors are saying that he may not live past 2027. So we're gonna keep Brother Ray J in our prayers. But we got to remember that Ray J is a bad character now. He shows out. But Brandon will be paying his bills for a whole year. All right. That's Big Sis. Big Sis gonna pay his bills. That's all right, Brandon. Take care of your little brother. You see him struggling. Take care of your little brother. But Ray J got a beautiful voice. I don't understand why he's not making music anymore. I'm sure his sister been a #1 pop hit. That she could get him in the studio and get him popping again. I don't understand why Ray J is not singing, because he have a beautiful soft voice. He have a beautiful voice. And I don't understand why he's not continuing with his music career. That's crazy. But your heart functioning at 25%. Man, you don't need no kind of stress. You don't need no problems, no stress. You don't need to be doing no argument. You don't need no drama. You need to sit down and get your mind right and try to get some kind of remedies and roots where you can get your heart back strong again. You know what I'm saying? And by being black, I don't know. What? I'm gonna go on my phone and look and see what make your heart black. What turns a person's heart black? I don't know. Let me see right quick. Let me see. Um, I wonder, is it smoke? Oh, this one I can understand. See, a heart can turn black through rare genetics disorder. These some words. I don't know. Y'all may look at yourself. Yeah, it's due to some kind of pigmentation, and it can affect your heart valve. So yeah, a heart can turn black. Golly, I thought if a heart turned black behind some kind of like could be from smoke or You know, uh, uh, you know, I never knew that a heart can turn black like that. You know what I'm saying? I never knew that. And some kind of acid into a dark pigment. You know, I never heard that before. You know what I'm saying? And it said when it turns into when the acid turns into a dark pigment, it stains tissues, your cartilage, and your heart valves. I ain't never heard that, y'all. And then it said that you have cardiac impact. It can cause your heart valve disease such as aortic stenosis, something like that, which may require replacement. Man, you got to treat your heart gentle. You know what I'm saying? Like you treat your body. I mean, sometimes people misuse their body with and and a lot of cigarette smoke, and back then, well, even now, cigarette smoke it's still dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It's still bad for your health. No matter how many you smoke, you can smoke one, two, it's still bad for your health. But just imagine how, as bad as he was into so much depression and 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 being down so much, maybe he was smoking a lot of cigarettes. Maybe he was smoking a lot of black and miles. Maybe he smoking a bunch of weed. We don't know. But him being a young person at the age that he's at, to have a black heart, man, that's crazy. I never heard that before. You never get up too old to learn a little something. Sure, okay, girl. Let me tell you, that's something new to me. Yeah. And I don't mind about getting educated. Man, that's crazy, y'all. Hmm. So it said hardening of the heart. A blackened or hardened heart is often described as one that no longer feels fear of doing wrong, finds no in good, and remains unaffected by advice. Now, Ray J was going around there, like I said, he been going around acting crazy and stuff, and like he just encouraged, pulled a pew pew out on Princess when she had the baby and stuff, and you know, he was going off the chain about Diddy. I think when he was going off the chain about Diddy, that's when we probably should listen to his mental health then. Maybe his mental health, because mental health was weakened then. Because man, that man was tore down when that man went to jail, and ever since I'm telling you again, ever since Diddy has gone to jail, this man has been going down rock bottom, y'all. He haven't stood strong on nothing at all. And Ray J, what, y'all, in his late 30s, something like that? I don't know. I don't know, but I know he's young. I don't think he passed no 40. We about 35, maybe 34. Because Brandon got to be in her 40s by now, right? Some in his 30s. But like I said, I wish he would pick back up where he stopped at in his music career and start back, doing what he was doing. Because I think he was doing pretty good with his music career. He did pretty good. I don't know how much money he made off his albums that he had did. That One Wish little thing was a pretty good song. Everybody around here singing it. I can still sing it right there. You hear him? Because I listened to that song over and over. I thought it was a nice, little, cute, comfortable song. But yeah, we're going to keep our prayers out for Brother Ray J, y'all. Keep our prayers out for Brother Ray J. Y'all be careful out there with that smoke. It's a black heart. Like I said, I never heard of it. Y'all be careful out there. But you all who shops at Aldi's, let me tell you something. They're saying that Aldi's is selling the bioengineering food. That's the food that's made in the lab. I don't know. But, at this point, people being so hungry and food being so high, do it matter if it's bioengineering food that you're buying? it's not like they told us, but is it up to us to read on back of the packages of the food that we're purchasing to see what we are getting, the ingredients, and what's going on with the food that they're selling us? You know, I feel like it's their right to tell us, and our right for us to look on our own. But it is on the packages. They have that stamp on the packages at Aldi's, or however you want to say it, either or, But yeah, they have that bioengineered food there. Also, a lot of things are changing, and we got to wake up to see what's going on, y'all. I mean, a lot. And y'all don't be letting people walk all up on you like they did that the Congress Omar lady. Um, Sprayed some liquid stuff on her, and they said her shirt was kind of spunked. Don't let nobody just walk up on you. They make spray some things up on you, and it may be acid, but on her they didn't say what it was. It wasn't no acid because we seen that from when she turned back around. So she, it was just a stain. But people doing stuff like pouring stuff on people, throwing, spraying stuff on people. I've seen several people say they had some liquor sprayed on them and things like that. Y'all be careful out there, because step back from people. Don't be so close up on people, and don't let people get so close. So close, you step back couple steps. You know what I'm saying? And again, y'all be careful about what you put on TikTok. Again, it's been censored, so there is no need for you going there and putting no anti-Trump stuff on there, because all that stuff been censored. Even they said some of the Epstein stuff has been censored on certain platforms. They say certain platforms not getting their views and their likes, so they not letting this come out on their timelines. So y'all be TikTok accounts. Be careful about what you say. Like I said, they got new owners. One of Trump's friends got it. He's one of Trump's friends now. One of the new investors of the TikTok. That's why they shut down, but they never closed down. That's why it went black for so many hours one day. Could nobody log to TikTok? This when Trump went in there and postponed it for so long. That way his friends never had enough time to come in there and take over TikTok, and now they're all involved in TikTok. See what I'm saying? Like I said, Larry Ellis is going there and censoring everything. Censoring everything. I believe that Senator Scott Weiner, he's upset about, because he said, like he said, they're being controlled by the media. You know what I mean? They've been controlled by the media. But I don't know, y'all. So be careful what you say. You know, and before I leave, do y'all remember when I told y'all that they're now on YouTube making people that's underage, or making people period show their ID to make sure they're not underage before they can get onto YouTube? Onto YouTube. Well, one of the reasons may be because a lady that's 19 years old somewhere in California, somewhere in California. Hold on, y'all. My bad. That's my alarm. I thought I had cut it out. My bad. But yeah. So be careful. But anyway, the young lady, she's 19 years old. She's in California. She said that TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube and Snapchat is going to pay her because it's messing with her mental state. right? So right now they saying that this is a social media giant sued over addictive antics. So this lady here, she's suing. She's suing everybody. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Snap. She trying to get her money, baby. She wants her money. But how can she get paid if they pay her because she feel like it's messing with her mental state and things like that? If they pay her, do they not know how many other people would come after them if they gave in to that? But I did hear now. I did hear that Snap did pay her. And the other companies, they disagree. They ain't paying her a dang on dime. What do y'all think about that? Isn't that crazy? Man, that's crazy. That's wild, y'all. That's wild. But hey, I don't know. But if she can get paid, that's opening a whole lot of doors for a lot of people to get paid. That's how I feel. Yeah. Um. Now on the Meta statement on the lawsuit said, we strongly disagree with those allegations, and they are confident with the evidence will show their long activity and outstanding commitment to support young people for a dedicated for over a decade. They listened to parents, worked over with experts and law enforcement, and has conducted a in-depth search to understand the issues that matter most. So they're saying they ain't, like they said, they disagree. They ain't gonna pay her a dime. Yeah, she trying to sue Meta, social media. And they said this is a giant lawsuit that they ever had. She's 19 years old from California. Like I said, if they pay her some money, they are opening up the doors for other people to come in and say, hey, it's messing with my state too, blah blah blah. I need to get paid and get them a lawyer to go in there and get. If they agree to this, this is the way it's gonna turn out. This is how I feel. So I wouldn't agree to it. I wouldn't pay. And Snapchat was crazy as heck. I wouldn't gave that girl a doggone dime. I wouldn't gave her nothing. Let me take this picture down. I wouldn't gave her nothing, y'all. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have. I would have made her take that to court. Because like I said, now a lot of people can go out there and mess with her mental health and stuff, and they decided to go and give her some money. But they didn't say how much money they gave her. But they just said they did pay her. I wouldn't pay her a dime. Again, before I get out, if you got some content creators or some friends that making them cakes and pies and cobblers and stuff and using them well, the food stamp benefit card, making those, they better pay out their own pocket. Them don't do it. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. They going back and looking. But isn't that something for people to go back and look and say what you done spent? But I don't think that's possible. But could be. But my thing is, I believe someone told it on her. Yep. I gotta say it. I'm sorry. I believe someone told it. I totally believe someone told it on her for her to get investigated. That's what I believe. Yeah. Because the reason why I say that, because it's so many people on TikTok that do it. It's so many people on TikTok that do it. You see a lot of people out there selling food and making different foods and putting orders out. It don't mean I'm not now. Wait a minute now. Wait. Don't I want to say the person, everybody over there is spending now food stamps on foods. No, I didn't say that. I'm saying the ones who are getting food stamps and making sales off the food stamps and getting the profit of the cash. Don't do it. Don't do it. Now, if you're doing it and you're getting paid and real good and with out of your pocket on your own dime, kudos to you. Kudos to you. But if you've been using benefit cards, no matter where you are, city and state, and so happen this is in Michigan, don't you do it. You're going to go to jail. You're going to go to jail. Like I said, I don't know if anybody told on her, got jealous, and told on her. Like I said, they said she had promoted her business all the way to Facebook, and it was popping. It was jumping. She made over $20,000 in sales. I don't know how long she was doing it, but she made that much amount of money. You know, but made the money, just got the money off their benefit card and made their own purchases with it. Made their purchases with it and sold it from the money off their card, the stamps, the government money, and getting the cash money back to you by PayPal. How you get your money when you sell items like that. But you got to be careful. Like I said, maybe somebody who got mad at her and wanted to do it. But when you have cases like that, and you're not the smartest doggone person, and you don't know things and words, because certain words they use in court would trick you up. Certain things they'll say would trick you up in court. You don't know all the trickery words that a lawyer may use or a judge may use or whatever. And then you're going to go up there like a doggone dummy and standing by yourself looking like a duck with some lipstick on your eyes, with your lips pushed all out. And ain't got no doggone counsel, no attorney beside you. And you thought you was so smart and going to turn down a deal for a misdemeanor? For a misdemeanor? No permanent conviction, lady? Again, I got to say again, you one of the dummiest person I ever seen in my entire life. Because now, when you went to court, to the circuit, I didn't say around the corner. I didn't say down the street. I didn't say standing still. I said the circuit court. Lady, now you facing felony charges with 10 years in prison. Oh, Lord, I hope that while you're out on bond free, you make the most of what you're doing. Get your paper, and this time, don't you take your azo up in there looking like a duck with lipstick on your lips, with your lips poked out. You see what I'm saying? And you gonna and they railroad you and give you the most time that you would ever get in your life, lady. Get your affairs in order. Don't go in there without no doggone lawyer, because again, they got words that they may use that you might not know about. I'm just saying. I'm just making a statement. I don't know. I'm just a person, seeing what I saw. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen that you was one of the dumbest person I ever seen in my life, when take that misdemeanor, man, I didn't know what to say. I agree. Parents need to monitor what they are watching. Mm-hmm. But anyway, sir, forget about it, girl. Thank you for coming by, girl. But anyway, y'all, I'll be back. Because we got to talk about what's going on, y'all. We got to talk about what's going on with these two people. I don't know. Lord, I don't know. But I see y'all on Sunday. Look at her. Y'all stay warm. If again, check my community wall out, you know what I'm saying? I got I post resources on there, and I keep my wall kind of, where you know where you can go and look and get things out there that you can use. You see what I'm saying? That, like I said, I try to put everything I put on there that's useful to you. What I see and missing kids and things like that. If you got an extra pair of gloves or extra coat, or blanket, jacket, stocking cap, or y'all in your car, okay, we just got one pair of gloves. an extra pair, an old pair. You bought your new pair of gloves. You got extra. You got that old pair just laying around the house, just laying around. Put that old pair of gloves in the car or in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're on a bus or train, well, put it in your pocket or in the car. And when you see somebody on the side of the road, get them pair of gloves that you no longer use because you have been blessed with a new pair of gloves. You see what I'm saying? If you got an extra coat that you ain't no longer using no more, you gonna get rid of. You see what I'm saying? To them, because guess what? You've been blessed with another coat. You know what I mean? So you have to start looking at things like when you get things, I don't care if you did work for them that you earned them, but you got them things that you no longer need. Give them somebody else, because guess what? You've been blessed. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. You have been blessed. You know, it's cold out there. Show a little love, show a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying you got to, but I'm just saying, you know, it would be nice, you know, in your heart. But anyway, I'm figure up off here. But y'all know our motto. How the hell you love somebody you don't love yourself? I'll be back Sunday. Y'all be safe. Peace.